Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the Juke, guys. Today I have a Nissan QashQai. Ooh.
Listen properly.
Nissan QashQai. You need to say it with a click, guys. I don't know where you guys get this QashQai from. There's no K there. It's QashQai. Now, this car competes with cars such as your Kia Seltos, your Toyota Corolla Cross. Even though just by measuring those cars out with my eyes, they seem a bit bigger than this car. This looks more like a blown up hatchback as opposed to a mini SUV. I don't know if y'all can picture what I'm trying to say here, but believe me, this car is quite roomy, and even though it looks a bit smaller than the two cars I've just mentioned now, the Kia and the Toyota, I think we're sleeping on this one. It's a really nice car. I had it for the day and I enjoyed it. There was a lot I enjoyed, and I feel like, yeah, we need to give Nissan its flowers here for creating this really cool car. I mean, it looks really nice. And we can start appreciating this car with the front of the car, where we have this boomerang like headlight cluster with the daytime running lights on top, and the LED headlights with adaptive driving beam technology in them. For those of you that don't know, adaptive driving beam means that they can dim certain parts of your lighting so you don't dazzle oncoming drivers. And there you have your front facing camera, because this car does have a 360-degree camera system in it. We'll get into that a bit later, and I just think this is a lovely front. I really like what they've done with this car. They could have renamed this car completely and not called it the QashQai. But yeah, this is the second generation of the QashQai, and they've improved it in terms of a looks perspective, in my opinion. And now we get into the engines, which is just one across the 4 trim levels. So every trim level gets the same 1.3 liter turbocharged petrol engine, 1.3 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and it's gasoline powered. That means petrol powered, pushing out 110 kilowatts of power. That's about 147 horsepower for those of us with chariots and understand horsepower a bit better. And this is mated to a CVT gearbox, which I'll get into a bit later. And going around the side, the QashQai doesn't disappoint either. And look what Nissan has done here. They've written QashQai in the side fender slash bumper area there. I think it's really cute. It's a nice little Easter egg and doesn't look tacky. And I can see how that can go horribly wrong, but I kind of like that QashQai in the bumper there. And in the door mirrors, you have cameras in this STL trim level for the 360-degree camera. And just moving away so you can get a proper side view, this car doesn't disappoint. I think it looks very nice, especially with the privacy glass in the back window there. It looks really executive. It looks like you're about to carry somebody important in this car. And just looking at the roof, there is no sunroof with this STL trim level. That comes with the top of the range TI trim level. So above this trim level, there's one other trim level, which is the highest spec, which is the TI. Now, speaking of the TI and specs, now I'm going to pause for a second here and show you that these are 18-inch mags. Now, according to the spec sheet, we're supposed to have 19-inch mags on the STL trim level. So the STL and the TI are supposed to have 19s, but we have 18s here for some reason. I know some people prefer to have like a lower trim wheel set with their car to get a smaller mag, just so they can get that beefy sidewall. I know people do that. Maybe that's what happened here, but with the STL, you're supposed to get 19-inch mags and not 18. But I know for some people that doesn't matter. It matters for me. I want my 19s. I choose looking cool over comfort, but that's just me. Moving to the back, there's one thing I like which Nissan has done here. They didn't try put any fake exhausts, so the exhaust doesn't look that nice, so just hit it underneath, which is what I prefer. And we have a reverse camera in the QashQai that also forms part of your 360-degree camera system. And now for boot space. So the QashQai has 430 liters of boot space with the rear seats up, and with the rear seats down you get about 1,500 liters. Now, if you don't understand what liters means in terms of boot space and you understand suitcases better, here's a video of how many suitcases you can fit in 430 liters. So that's three, I'd say, large suitcases and a small one on the left there, but you could fit about four medium-sized suitcases in there. And you get a manual tailgate with the QashQai. You do get an electric tailgate, but that's only with the top spec TI model. But today we have the decently spec'd STL model, so you need to get your dad to help you open the tailgate there for content. Thanks, Dad. So this is what about 430 liters looks like without the suitcases. And underneath the floor you do get a space saver spare wheel, otherwise known as a biscuit spare here in South Africa. And you also get some accessories in like a molded sort of like thingy there around the spare wheel, which is really nice, like your spanner, your triangle, your jack has its own place. Yeah, I really like that touch. Might seem insignificant for some, but I like things being where they're supposed to be and having a place for them. Speaking of a place for them, this is a place you most probably won't be if you're the owner of this car, because owners aren't usually in the back seat. But here's a view of the back seat. We'll start with the door. Good use of materials. All the doors basically look the same. You have a mix of leather-like material with some cloth and everything. Okay, not everything, but I think the things that need to be soft touch are soft touch, like the armrests in the doors are soft touch. And here you have USB ports, two USB ports, USB A and USB C. You also have air vents, but no climate control in the back, so whatever the people in the front decide you should get as air, you're gonna get as air. And here you have an armrest with shallow cup holders. Yeah, these cup holders are really shallow. I think you can put like Danone yogurt in there and it'll be safely in there, but at 250 ml, don't think so. And there's no like strap to pull down the armrest. You have to wedge your fingers in the gap there, which is not ideal. Yeah, they need to do something about that. But before I get into the car, I just want to show you something really interesting about the doors. Now, most car manufacturers, I think all the doors I've seen don't open 90 degrees, but in the QashQai, the doors open 90 degrees. Like, it's a really wide opening, like even the driver's door. And I'm not sure if this is done to fit like car seats in the back seat easily and to get access to them easier, but I really think it's a nice feature, and I think more manufacturers should do this. Yeah, but you might want to be careful with this in case you have like children that would knock your doors into the next car next to you. Yeah, that would be nice. So here I'm in the back seat. I'm behind my seating position, and if you've watched any of my previous videos, I'm not the tallest person on earth, but yeah, that's how much room you got. Plenty of room. I'm 1.7 meters tall, or 1.7 meters short, depending on how you look at it. Now, moving on to the driver's doors, the same as the rear doors, except you have a speaker insert there, and you have mirror controls and controls for all windows. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same door, same materials. Here you have a mat written QashQai with a rubber insert, and your seat, which you can adjust for tilt and for height and for lumbar support. And in the top spec TI, you get heated seats and you get massage seats. And the seats are not cloth. You get like a leather-like thing. I don't think it's real leather, but you get a leather-like thing in the top spec TI. And here you have the key fob, which is keyless start but not keyless entry. Now let me explain what I mean by that. Now, keyless entry means that you can have the key in your purse or in your pocket, and you can walk up to the door, touch the door handle, and gain access to your car. With the STL, this model that we have here in this video, it has keyless start. So you still need to take your key out of wherever it is and press the unlock button to gain access into your car. But with the TI, you get keyless entry as well. That means you can keep your key in your pocket or in your purse or wherever. And as soon as you approach the car, it has a proximity sensor. You can touch the door handle, it unlocks. You open the door, keep the key in your pocket, push start, and yeah, off you go. So yeah, this is push start, but not keyless entry. You still need to take the key out and press unlock. And the instrument cluster comes with 2 analog dials and a 7-inch little screen there for all your other information. And you get flappy pedals in a car that has a CVT transmission, which is just weird, but anyway, I don't design these cars. And for the infotainment system, you get a 12.3-inch screen, which is pretty responsive. I don't think anyone that's not trying to make a YouTube video about the infotainment system is going to complain about this system. It's touchscreen for all the things that need to be touchscreen, and you still have like your knobs for the volume, buttons for like next track and stuff, which is great that they've kept those as buttons and knobs. And also your climate control is not in there, which is another thing I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I'd like the climate control to be like actual knobs. And this has dual zone climate control, which means that the passenger to the left of this car, because we drive on the right hand side in South Africa, so the driver and the passenger on the left can have 2 different settings in terms of temperature, but they share the same fan speed, which is a good thing. You also get wireless charging in the STL model, so you can just pop your phone there, let it charge. Yeah, I'm recording with my phone, so I'll put the cover there. You can just pop your phone there, let it charge. Apple CarPlay is wireless, so all you really need to do is just have a Bluetooth on, chuck it there, and yeah, it'll do its thing. It'll charge your phone while you have Apple CarPlay. And in the center console, you just really have a gear, your electronic handbrake, your mode selector, and 2 cup holders. Yeah, they're decently sized. They don't have those teeth that like grip onto your cup, but yeah, they're decently sized for me. And that gear selector, I think Audi might have something to say about that gear selector. I don't know, I'm not trying to start beef here, but Audi, you might want to take a look at that. And speaking of modes, you have eco, sport, and normal. But in reality, you just have eco and normal, because those are the 2 modes where I kind of notice the difference. Eco does its thing. You lose a bit of responsiveness because it's trying to save you power and not have you accelerate too quickly, but I'll get into that in a minute. And normal is just normal. And in the center glove compartment, you have 2 USB ports, and yeah, it's decently sized for a car this size. Yeah, I thought I'll put the key in the little pocket there. Doesn't fit. That gear stick though, that just says Audi to me. But anyway, maybe it's just me. So the reversing camera, the view out the reversing camera is pretty high definition. Yeah, I could see everything that's behind me clearly. Yeah, it's a really high resolution camera, and you can select your modes. I don't do it in this video, but yeah, you can switch on the camera even if you're not reversing, just to see what's around the car, which is really cool. Like, you can see what's in front. You can also see if you're about to scratch your rims on a curb, which is really cool. I like this infotainment system. It's simple enough for me, and it's got enough tech to, I think, keep the owner of this car intrigued for a long time. I don't think it's something that's going to be dated anytime soon. Oh, and the sat nav is built in. You don't need to have Android Auto or anything connected to it. The sat nav is built into the system. And here I'm just gonna be pressing around like random things that you find in the infotainment system. So yeah, I'm just gonna save y'all a minute of y'all's lives and just speed this section up a bit. And we're back. I think I saved y'all a couple of seconds. Yeah, I also just skipped through parts that I've spoken of before. Yeah, I think I saved y'all like 30 seconds. So here's the view of the center console. Again, I think it's really clean. It looks abnormally clean, like just two buttons and a gear selector. Yeah, it feels like it's missing something. Just don't know what it is, but yeah, it feels like it should be just a little busier. But I like it. I like it. I like it clean that way. And back to the modes. So I said the only two modes that matter here is standard. I think I called it normal earlier. Is standard and eco. Sport, don't even bother. Don't bother playing yourself like that. This is not a sports car. It's not. It's a 1.3 liter turbocharged family car. It's not gonna be very sporty. I know it's got flappy pedals. It's got a CVT transmission. The gears are, if I can say, artificial. So yeah, you're not gonna do anything sporty. You're not gonna take this through a twisty mountain and feel the G-force and whatnot. Just drive this like a normal car. It can carry your family, your friends around town. It's got enough power, 110 kilowatts. It'll do the job, but don't play yourself with sport. Now, the steering wheel can adjust for tilt and reach. So yeah, and I'm okay with that not being electronic. I'm okay with that not being electronic in cars in this segment, because I mean, how many times are you gonna adjust the steering wheel? Like really just once? Like it's not like you're gonna get a growth spurt every 2 weeks. And here you have your cruise control settings, and to the left of the steering wheel you have your media controls. So this car does have radar cruise control, which is really nice and really intuitive. So I'm one of those person who doesn't read the owner's manual, so I just get into a car and figure everything out myself. And if I see something or I know it's supposed to be able to do something, I just look for someone who's doing what I'm doing on YouTube, and hopefully they've explained what I'm trying to find, and yeah, I figure the car out that way. But yeah, radar cruise control, really easy to use. I'll show you that later on in the video, that in action. And here you have poverty switches. Yeah, this is not the top of the range. I just wonder what goes there. Yeah, I can't think of the buttons that would go there, because that's not where the massage seat features or heated seat features are. Glove compartment, dampered, which is nice. It's a pleasant surprise in a car in this segment, and it's also decently sized glove compartment. Yeah, if you just remove the owner's manual and keep it somewhere safe in the house, you should have plenty of room in there. It's not lined with felt, but I can forgive this car for not lining it with felt. But yeah, I don't think we're asking too much if we just ask Nissan to just line the glove compartment in felt in case you want to put your sunglasses or something in there. And speaking of sunglasses and sun, as mentioned earlier in this video, there is no sunroof. There is no sunroof in any of the models except for the TI. If you want a sunroof, you need to pay top dollar and go for the top spec. But you do get a lot. I mean, I'm sure by now you've heard how much this car has, and it's a really nice place to be. Like there's a lot of soft touch material also in this car, like the door panels, the dash. It's really soft, like leather like materials. It feels luxurious. It doesn't feel like not top spec. It feels like it feels really premium. It's got stitching in the dash. The dash is not just cheap plastic, it's soft touch materials. The buttons are shiny piano black. I'm a big fan of piano black. I know people don't like piano black because of fingerprint issues and stuff, but it's your own fingerprint. If you don't like fingerprints, don't touch the buttons. Did I just say don't touch the buttons? It's a button. But anyway, moving swiftly along, it's a really nice place to be. And yeah, and I'd just like to show you something very ironic here that I've just picked up. So in the models without a sunroof, you get a sunglasses holder, right? You know, because you might need your sunglasses because there's so much sun coming in from not having a sunroof. And in the model with the sunroof, you don't have the sunglasses holder because that's where the switch for the sunroof is. It's a bit ironic. It's like the model where there's sun coming in, there's no sunglasses holder, and the model without the sunroof, you get a sunglasses holder. Listen, what are you doing to us? Nissan's playing games with us. But can I tell you who's not playing games with us? You. Yeah, if you're still watching this video at this point, I really appreciate you. Yeah, I know. I didn't think I could talk about a Nissan QashQai for 20 minutes. So if you've held on till this point in the video, I really appreciate you. So now here I'm just playing with the radar cruise control. Really intuitive. Well, I wouldn't say intuitive. If you've been in a car with radar cruise control before, you'd know what to do. But even if you've never been in a car with radar cruise control, I think someone just needs to show you once, and it's a really easy, simple system to do. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know what radar cruise control is, so it's cruise control. I hope you know what cruise control is. So it's regular cruise control, but the difference is it detects the car in front of you and keeps up with the car in front of you. Put in simple terms. So when the car in front of you speeds up, your car speeds up as well. When the car in front of you slows down, your car automatically slows down as well. So that's radar cruise control simplified. So you also have lane departure assist with this car. So if you are going too close to either barrier, it tells you your steering wheel kind of shakes a bit. Yeah, so basically this car was driving itself at this point, but as you can see the little icon of the two hands on the steering wheel there, you do need to put your hands on the steering wheel. It does need to feel that there's a person holding the steering wheel, otherwise it disengages the radar cruise control. But otherwise the car does do minor adjustments to keep itself center of the road and keeps the same distance with the car in front of you. So yeah, I just wanted to show you like the radar cruise control. It was only my second time being in a car with radar cruise control, and I really think it's a nice feature to have for a long cruise. You just pick a car that's sticking to the speed limit, and yeah, the car will just keep up with the car in front of you for you. So I was keeping up with that Quantum. Yes, the Quantum was doing a legal speed limit. Guys, that's all I have for this video. Yeah, thank you for watching, and that's the Nissan QashQai. I'll see you in another video, guys. Cheers.